I didn't know Archie comics well. I knew of it.
Whether or not you read the digests or you just see them at the grocery store or checkout line, you know the characters well. They're kind of in our cultural memory.
Remember the Sunday strips in the newspaper? My dad and I had this thing where he would clip them out for me. Because Archie was a redhead, I was a redhead, I was bullied for being a redhead, so he was trying to make me feel better.
I don't think it's as big in New Zealand as it is in the States. I quickly kind of realized that it was a pretty big franchise and a pretty big deal.
I knew the concept of Betty and Veronica, but I guess I didn't really know where it came from.
I still have my old collection. The character that I actually identified with the most growing up was Jughead. I was very pensive, like he was, and I love cheeseburgers. Love them.
I thought it could either go two ways. It was either going to be a big success or it was going to be a complete, like, no, everyone's going to think this is really weird.
You have these archetypical characters from a comic book, right? And it was so happy-go-lucky and slapstick, and we decided to make it dark and twisted and deal with issues that teenagers actually deal with, whether it's cyberbullying or sexual harassment.
None of us on the show really realized how successful the show was going to be.
We got the people who have been following the Archie comics for years, and grandpas who are watching the show with their grandkids. We get a couple generations in between who are watching for the parents who were brought in from the casting.
Like, we were under a rock for a year shooting a show, and then when it was received so well, we were all blown away.
I think if I was to play another character, I would probably be best at playing Reggie, I think. I'm always envious in his storylines.
I could see myself playing a Betty. There's a side of me that is a little bit more like humble and shyer, maybe a little bit more reserved at first.
Archie.
Just kidding.
A lot of me is inside of Betty, so it's hard to say I could ever play anyone else.
Veronica's very ambitious. I think she would be the first one to leave. She's such a businesswoman. So I think she'd be great whether she does start her own business as an entrepreneur or also something like being a lawyer.
Josie would break out of that small town. Hopefully with the same group, the same girls, they just flourish and grow together. I think New York would be the place to be.
So I would hope and encourage Betty to leave Riverdale and hopefully not be in a town with murder all the time.
And I've spoken to Luke about this a couple of times, and he kind of had this cool idea where Fred and Archie would make their own microbrewery in Riverdale.
And I just hope they all end up happy.